Let's start by chanting Om 3 times. Let's sit comfortably and easily. Let's take a deep breath in. And let's chant Om. Breathe in. So, Jai Gurudev, welcome back once again. Slowly, if our eyes are closed, we may open our eyes. And so, the knowledge sheet for this week, weekly knowledge sheet number 71. This was on 16th October 1996 at Bangalore Ashram, India. Okay. This is very special because, as it says, it's just during Navratri actually. And this was compiled so Raghu is now Swami Sadyajata, Kashi is me, Prashant is Prashant, and there were many others who actually put together this whole sheet. Obviously, it was in Bangalore Ashram in India. It's titled Celebrating the Silence. One who has given everything has also given freedom. Honor the freedom first and make good use of all the things given to you. Your sankalpa, your intentions and desires separate you from God. Offer all the desires and your sankalpas to the divine. Then you are divine, you are God, you are free, lacking nothing. Effort, relative, effortlessness is the key. Your mind does not belong to you, blame it. Let the big embrace it. Ratri, Gurudev was in silence and he had tasked Swamiji with the Swami Satyajata with the responsibility of making this sheet. And interesting how we made the knowledge sheet. Oh, internet connection is unstable, it says. Okay, hopefully that should make it stable. Okay. So this knowledge sheet for me was very special because it was one of the first knowledge sheets that we had gotten used to creating these knowledge sheets with Gurudev, and it was a very nice experience to even put together this knowledge sheet. And I remember it went to Gurudev, and Gurudev kind of signed off on it, and then it went out to everyone. And I remember the things that we had sent to him and what came back was completely different. So it was very interesting to see how uh, it's like you've prepared the dish, and then the master chef comes and just does something and it completely transforms. It's your dish, and yet it tastes so amazing. So one who has given everything has also given freedom. Honor the freedom first and make good use of all the things given to you. It's so interesting that uh, we have been given so many things. We have been given intelligence, we have been given objects, we have been given resources. And along with that, we have also been given the freedom to use it. Like, say, supposing someone gives us a pen and says, you have to only use this pen. Supposing someone gives you rice and says you have to only eat rice, you can't eat anything else, then it would be so claustrophobic. It would be so limiting. But one who has given everything has also given the freedom. Often, when we give things to people, we don't give them the freedom. Just imagine if someone gives you a gift and you give that gift away to someone else, and that person who gave you the gift comes to know about it. That person says, well, what's the point? I feel so bad. I gave a gift and that person just passed it on. But the one who has given us all these gifts has also given the freedom. I'm brilliant, but I have the freedom to use it or not. So then Gurudev said so beautifully, honor the freedom first and make good use of all the things given to you. It's only when we honor this freedom that we can make good use of all the things that are. When I take things for granted, I say, hey, my intelligence, yeah, I take it for granted. Then I don't make good use of it. But when I say, hey, whoever has given me the intelligence has also given the freedom, whether to use or not to use, then I say, hey, let me put it to good use. So we have so many gifts that we have been given. And a lot of times, everything that we have seems to be a gift. I didn't do anything to deserve it, but yet I have my Guru. And so what do I do with this? How do I honor this freedom? Your sankalpas and desires separate you from God. When I say, hey, this is my intention, my desire, then I create my own identity. Today's meditation with Gurudev was so amazing, where Gurudev talked about the Kushmanda, the form of the Devi that's celebrated in Navratri today. And he said that the whole universe, existence is filled with prana. And it is truly, if you look back at this knowledge sheet, it's our sankalpas and intentions that separate us from the divine. That's why every puja, every yajna, every homa, each of these ceremonies, each of these procedures, methods allow us to surrender our intentions. Now, the moment we hear that sankalpa, intention, separate you from God, you say, well, but I like my intention. My intention is to get the divine. My intention is to be one with the Guru. My intention is to be, to progress in the knowledge, to move on the spiritual path. How can it separate me from my... It's a very interesting phenomenon. So supposing I have a glass of a bottle of water and I say, I want this. Till I keep saying, I want this, it is away from me. But the moment I say, I have this, I can say, I want another bottle of water. But I can't say, I want this, because I already have it. So every sankalpa, every desire actually signifies that what I really want is not with me. And that's why The existence of a desire creates separation. The existence of an intention creates that separation, saying that I want to reach there and I am here. So what do I do? Offer all the desires and your sankalpas to the divine. Then you are divine. Then you are God. Gurudev says so beautifully, when a drop meets the ocean, it does not lose its identity, it gains the identity of the ocean. And so this, in the Navratri especially, that's going on right now, this is the whole idea, that I can surrender my intention, surrender all of this, and rest, relax, repose in the divine, in the divinity. So now the next question comes, how can I surrender my sankalpa? What should I do? Okay, tell me. I got what you said. Intellectually, I understand. But these sankalpas, these desires don't seem to leave me. So Gurudev says so beautifully, effort is the key in the relative, effortlessness is the key to the absolute. What a wonderful way of looking at it. A lot of times in the garb of spirituality, we hold on to effortlessness in the relative. Say, I'm not going to do anything, but that's not the key. Effort in the relative and effortlessness in the absolute. These are the keys. So when I want to surrender, when I want to merge with the divine to the absolute, then effortlessness. Not doing something is the way. Just like we put some yogurt in milk, and when you put the yogurt in milk and you want the milk to become yogurt, then you, what you really have to do is not do anything. It's only when we start doing something that there is an issue. So if I start stirring that milk and say, okay, become curd, doesn't become curd. When I say, hey, internet, go faster, it doesn't go faster. But when I can surrender and say, hey, this is how it is, then something very interesting happens. Then that the desires, the intention we're able to offer. And supposing you're not able to do that, what do you do then? Your mind does not belong to you. Don't blame it. Some of us are so sincere, and in the whole process of wanting to drop the desire, wanting to be effortless, then we start blaming ourselves. Oh, Kashi Bhaiya said this, I heard this knowledge, I did advanced course, I did all of this, still I'm like this. So then Gurudev says so beautifully, your mind does not belong to you, don't blame it. Let the big self embrace it. And so the way to achieve this is to let the big self embrace it. Recognizing that even this mind is not my own. Even these thoughts that are coming in, that also belongs to you. That also is yours. That gives us the freedom to be truly, truly free. Yeah. Very good. Any questions anyone wants to ask or say something? To ask or say. Okay. Today's meditation was so deep. Yeah, of course, it was very deep. Okay. Actually, if someone would like to unmute themselves and ask a question, great.
I wanted to ask one question, Kashibaya.
Yeah.
So there is a very thin line between desire and your goal. So can you please explain the difference between the two?
So having a desire, having an intention, again, it's not that it's bad. So often we think that desires are bad, intentions are bad. But when it comes to the relative, it's great. You need to put your effort, you need to have your intention. But when it comes to the absolute, when it comes to the divinity, when it comes to transcending, then letting go is the key. So it's not the same rule everywhere. It's not one size fits all, but it's truly uh, in the correct context using the correct technique. So desires are great when you want to be in the relative. So at your job, at your workplace, with relationships, everything to do with this world. That's why the pujas happen and you take your sankalpa, do all of that, have that intention. But the moment you want to sit in a puja and get the benefit of the mantra, then it's touching the absolute. So that's where you drop the thing. So having the intention is great, and then dropping it is also allows us to access the big mind, so to speak. So when we don't do that, and then we keep blaming ourselves. Oh, I had this intention. Then we put so much effort, and then we feel bogged down. But if when you notice that there are two ways to put the effort. One, you're putting the effort and thinking, oh, I have to achieve this. Then even when you achieve it, you say, okay, so I put the effort, I got it. It does not give us any great sense of joy. But when we are able to see, attribute it to something higher, when we say, hey, thank you so much, then that same fulfillment can bring up gratefulness, and it moves the whole energy to a higher dimension, and it allows the grace to flow more easily in our life. So the key thing is really to get in touch with something bigger. It's like we have the opportunity uh, to get in touch with something bigger, and often we get satisfied with small things. Like the mother probably wants to give the whole bar of chocolate, and you say, Mom, can I get just one piece? And mom said, okay, if you want just one, here's one. So I remember Gurudev once was talking about it. When you have to have an intention, then you always keep it open ended, saying that either this or anything better than this. And who knows, maybe you're going to get something bigger and better. Great. Anything else?
Kashmir, I have a question.
Yeah.
So even when we're doing puja, or many times even when I'm doing kriya, uh, my mind will waver. No matter, like you said, we surrender. So I want to be in just here and not think of anything, and be one with the divine. But the mind just wavers. So I know it takes time and a lot of, but how do you work towards that? Because many times it has happened after a certain while, my mind is it's thinking, there's so many other thoughts which keep coming, and I'm engulfed with those, and I have to bring it back, that okay, let's be here, but that wavering is still there. So how do you control, or how do you get into the present there?
So the mind is definitely a difficult monkey to control. And the more we try to control it, the more it seems to jump. And that's perfectly fine. That's its nature. So what can I really do about it? There's no point digging the well when the house is on fire. So all the preparation that you can do to make a difference is all the courses that you're doing, all the seva that you're doing, all the sadhana that you're doing, all the knowledge, all of this makes a difference. So for example, if you look at our own life before we started on the spiritual path to now, you'll notice that there has been a difference. Maybe it still wavers, but not as much. Once Gurudev said this so beautifully. He said that even if your anger is there, let it be like a line drawn on water and not like a line drawn on stone. When it's like a line drawn on water, it comes and goes away very fast. So if someone says, if you're doing all this kriya and everything, you'll never get angry, well, they're lying. You might still get angry, but you can come out of it much faster. And that's why when we start giving so much attention to what isn't, then more of an energy goes into what isn't. But when we start putting our attention on what is, where we would like to be, then we channel more of our prana, more of an energy into that direction. That's why on all spiritual paths, there is always a lot of activity. I remember Gurudev keeps giving us new projects and new things to do. And once Gurudev said this, all of this is just so that it can channel your prana, that it can. And so I really feel that in the case of the relative, effort is the key. And if there is no effort, then tamas comes in, then inertia sets in. And that's why we will see that there is so much activity that's happening. Yet, in the path of the absolute, effortlessness is the key. So when I'm meditating, then I drop everything. Once upon a time, long, long ago, far, far away, I love the way how that brings a smile on people's faces. Just a few words. This was during the time of the Silver Jubilee. And I remember it was so hectic, there was so much happening. This was probably the first time we had, as an organization, Gurudev had done something at this scale. And he was probably okay with all of that. But for all of us, it was a very new thing. We were really, it was a big thing for us at that time. And being with Gurudev, to see the effortlessness, the ease with which he was doing it. Yet I would see him having so many meetings, coordinating so many things. We would go to him for every small thing because we were not sure of ourselves as much in those days. And I remember he would be there giving us 100%. And one day there was supposed to be some important meeting, and I think some government official was going to come in from the city. I think it was the police, the head of the police or someone, I don't remember, traffic police or someone. And when you organize a big event like this, you definitely need to get all the appropriate permissions and stuff like that. So this person was coming and there was going to be some discussion. Maybe it was traffic or parking. I don't remember which one. And that day was Ashtami, and not the Navratri Ashtami, it was the Ashtami. And so on Ashtamis we have Durga Homa in the ashram. Let's go for Durga Homa. And we were all in that work mode, we were all focused, doing this. And suddenly Gurudev says, okay, let's drop everything and go to Durga Homa. And we were all shocked. Oh my God, what will happen now? And well, we went and sat. And he was a very busy man. He came and he said, no, but I've come here for a meeting. Somehow we got that person into the Homa. And he came, he sat, and by the time the Homa ended, his mind was so calm, peaceful. He said, Gurudev, I have never experienced such peace in my life. It is amazing. And then all the discussion happened. It all fell in place so beautifully. That day, it made me realize that our connection to the absolute helps power our efforts in the relative. A lot of times we think it is our effort in the relative that powers the results in the relative, but it's actually our connection to the absolute that powers our results in the relative. And in the Yoga Sutras, it says Satya Pratisthayam Tat Sannidho Kriya Phalashrayatvam. When you are established in the truth, in that consciousness, in who you are, then Kriya Phala Ashrayatvam. Then your efforts deliver fruit. Many years after the Silver Jubilee, when the Sanyam was happening, and when Gurudev just spoke this sutra, I have read this many times. Yet when he said this, it made so beautiful sense to me that it's truly our meditative nature. It's our establishing in that meditative nature, in the consciousness, that allows our efforts to bear results. So, if we find that we have our sankalpas, we have our desires in the relative, effort is the key. But it's our connection to the absolute that allows us to get all of that also. And that's why it's the art of living, not the art of leaving. So the more we meditate, the more we have our our whole practice, it makes such a big difference in our life, isn't it?
Thank you, Kashibhaiya. Thank you for explaining that. So
Thank you. Thank you.
everything.
Okay, so I guess it's already half an hour, and I don't know how the time went. Um, as you can see, I'm also streaming this on YouTube, so I'm keeping it like not moving from this frame for privacy concerns, obviously. But if you want to go back to this video, it should be there on the YouTube, and I think the links should be there. And so that's it for tonight. Half an hour is what I promised myself, and it's nice to stick to the time. And so keep seeing every. So I like this Tuesday format. Tuesday 9:30. We're all done with most of our thing, and it's a Netflix replacement time, which Shweta suggested. So it really makes sense. And so half an hour. It's a nice episode. So so keep seeing you. Have fun. Happy Navratri. May the best happen to all of us. Jai Gurudev.
Bhaiya, the next
Jai Guru Night.
next
Oh,
sutra.
next sutra, yeah.
Next sutra.
One from 1 to 365, any number, your time starts now.
43.
I got the 54 before the 43.
Yes.
So, okay, let me see. Where's 43? There we are. Ah, 43. The earlier ones are all nicely attachments. Okay. So now weekly knowledge sheet number 43. This was on 3rd April 1996. This is on attachments. So for next week we'll get and there's a nice news flash also along with it. Great. We'll do that also next week. So for all those of us, see you again next week. Jai Gurudev.